This week on D Space Pride, a gay Star Trek podcast, we talk about the Stranger Worlds episode, Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Johnson.
Hey, Mike. How you feeling?
I am tired.
Yeah.
Yes, tired and congested.
It's
good time. It's good time.
Day 6, day 7?
Today is day 7. Yes.
Oh. Have you been testing?
No.
No.
I mean, you know why
bother? Why waste the
at home?
tests?
Yeah, exactly.
Though I have many. I have like 18 tests.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Did your company buy them for you?
No, it's the U.S. government.
Oh, I mean, I've only gotten
the USPS sign up thing. They've been just sending it incessantly.
Oh, wow. I've only signed up twice or 3 times, maybe. I don't know.
3 times.
Yes, 3 times. Yes. But I was gypped out of 2. One of my shipments only had 2 tests in it. Versus 4.
You're robbed.
So I was robbed.
No,
I'm not testing because there's no point. I don't need to go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Although I did have to cancel my doctor's appointment because I need to be 10 days out and have a negative test. So I'm saving.
And have a negative test.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna track that, but fine, whatever.
Wow. Okay.
So yes, but so yeah. So I'm on day 7, and still 3 more days to go.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I wouldn't say I feel remarkably better. I mean, the fever and chills only ended like a day or 2 ago. So yeah, now I'm just tired.
I'm glad you're alive.
So
I'm glad you're not in the
hospital. I am alive. Yes. I am not. Thank you, science. Thank you,
Yay,
doctors.
Science. Yes.
Thank you, vaccines. All the things. Actually, the worst day was I just felt achy from head to toe and felt horrible and with fever and chills and everything, and it was miserable.
Yeah.
And I was like, believe it or not, I actually thought, I was like, this makes me feel alive. Like I literally could feel every part of my body.
Interesting.
And I was like, I'm alive,
No.
and this sucks.
Not dead. Not dead.
I'm not dead.
Yes.
But also, science. I mean,
yes,
I can't even imagine what that would be like without having the vaccine.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah.
I mean,
it would not be good.
I mean, that was, I don't know, 12 hours.
Yeah, this is you reacting with the vaccine.
Right, yeah. It would have been miserable. I would have, yes, it would have been horrible. So, hey, go science. Firm believer in it. And vaccines help, for sure. I mean...
So you didn't tell your mom that you're sick, right? You didn't.
I did not tell my mom I was sick. No.
Yeah. I didn't tell my mom when I got COVID. At this point, it's probably 6 weeks ago. I never told my mom because I really didn't need her to freak out. It was not something
exactly. I don't need the extra drama. We've talked about this before.
Yes, the drama. I like my drama contained to streaming media.
Yeah, but me too. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Which I have had a lot of time to watch.
Yeah, you finally watched For All Mankind. Welcome to last year.
Yes, thank you. Well, the whole thing was I didn't want to pay for another subscription that I didn't use. And
it's like one of the cheapest ones.
It is. It's not about the $5. It's about having something that I just wouldn't use. Like I didn't want the pressure of having another service and being like, oh, I need to watch these
Mm-hmm.
shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted to choose to watch them, and I did. So yeah, so I re-upped on Apple TV Plus. I got my I mean, I could actually cancel it because I won't, because I am now super excited about For All Mankind. But
Yeah, bitch.
um,
So good. So good.
but yeah, no, so I re-upped on that, and then I watched. I'm glad I do this. So it's been a long time since I've had Apple TV Plus, so I rewatched the finales of the seasons that I did watch,
Mm-hmm.
and it's actually
It's helpful, I bet.
when season 2 began, they give you the recap or whatever, and I was like,
It goes
it's
fast. I'm like, oh, I think I remember. Oh, I think I remember.
yeah, I would
But yeah,
never have remembered half of this stuff. Like it wouldn't have had the same. It would not have been the same.
right, right.
So yeah, so I watched the season finale of season 1, and then ripped through all in one day. I think the first 7 or 8 episodes, and then I finished it the next day.
That's incredible.
And then I started watching the morning show, and so season 2. So I did the same thing. I watched the season finale again of
Also, so
season
good.
1,
So good.
and have been watching season 2. So yeah,
Both excellent series of television. Totally worth it.
yeah. I have to say, the fact that they call these an Apple original or whatever, and I
Mm-hmm.
have to say, like, these are pretty original. Like,
Yeah.
they're not really predictable storylines. You can sort of predict maybe a little bit about the characters, but for the most part, it's this is really interesting stuff. I was worried. I mean, I'm halfway through season 2 of the morning show. I
Uh-huh.
was really worried about this whole coronavirus, because it takes place in early 2020. Yeah,
Right.
2020.
Yes.
And I was
It's like the
really
first three
worried.
months of 2020.
Yeah, I did not want to relive 2020 in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was my only
It's not
reticence
really
about
about
this.
that. I mean, it's like this like
No, it's not. Yeah.
creeping doom,
It's this
but
creeping
it's
thing.
not, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
more about the characters as it is, It's all about the characters and the things they're going through.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that Jennifer Aniston Alex is in so I'm watching the episode where she goes to, and spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched this, but
Spoilers.
she went to Italy in the midst of it being like a lockdown almost.
Yes.
That was a little concerning, but
Mm-hmm.
so yeah. But that's about as so far. I mean, what, episode 7, I guess, or 8? I don't know. That's the closest it's gotten to like real memory lane. So
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah. So I'm enjoying some original television.
Yeah, I have to say Apple TV, though they don't have as much content as like a Netflix, obviously. All their shows are most, if not all their shows are really like top notch. They're really, really well
Yeah,
done. Really well done
yeah.
content. For All Mankind is seriously one of my favorite sci-fi series. It's just so well done. Like the season premiere of
It
episode
sort of has
three.
the Expanse.
Yeah.
It gives
Yes.
Expanse vibes, right? Yeah, and we
Yes.
both love Expanse.
It's like
So
it no, well, it gives you this you know what it does really well? It really is good at giving you the sense that space is dangerous. We should not be
yes,
in space. Space is a dangerous place. You don't really always feel that in Star Trek because it's very safe. It's very insulated because the
yeah.
technology is like so whatever,
But
whatever.
in the Expanse, you did. The Expanse
Yeah,
was
the
very
Expanse,
much
you
like
definitely feel the oppressive danger of space. Even
yes, yep,
in these really advanced ships, space is a force. And
yep,
Foreman kind of does it really well. Like it's really well done. You can feel that danger is just around the corner in
yeah,
the void of space. And
yeah.
yeah, the
Or the
season
void of
from
the moon, or
yeah, or like a solar flare. As you saw in episode 1 of season 2,
yeah,
episode 1 of season 3. We've seen these rotating ships, like to, you know, the artificial gravity thing in a lot of movies and TV shows. This is literally the first time I've ever seen they use that narrative tool and they make it dangerous. Like I've never seen that before. Where it's like it's rotating too fast, we're all gonna die, you know, and you can slowly feel the gravity going up. I've never seen that done anywhere else. Maybe it's been done somewhere, but I've never seen that done. It's just like they just do it so originally. You know, they take these situations and do such interesting twists with them that, you know, it's just so original and interesting. So
yeah,
love it.
Yeah, it was it's so real. So you know, the finale of season 2 where they when they wrap themselves in duct tape as their spacesuit to go save Jamestown. And
yes.
Like seeing that
I didn't expect them both to die. Space. That was very shocking. That was very surprising.
I didn't expect them to die in the way that they did necessarily. I thought that they would actually die on the moon, like they would never make it back into the airlock. That's what I thought that would happen. So when they made it in there, I was like, wow, they are gonna live. And then you find out a few minutes later that they did not live, obviously. And then in the premiere, and you know, spoilers, we
already spoiled
the person who we should really say that these are spoilers because this is literally a new episode that just came out last week.
Yes.
But I think it's really apropos that their son is the savior of the episode.
Yeah, I love that. I thought he was gonna make it. I was like, uh-oh.
Oh yeah, no, I thought, well, you see after he does save it that he gets,
I was like,
you can see the rope coming for wire. Him, and you're like, you got to be kidding, the wire, and you're like, you've got to be kidding, he just saved them and now they're gonna kill him.
Well done.
Fortunately,
great,
you know,
great storytelling.
So it is really good. So I've got an Apple TV Plus subscription again because
you do. So. So you have the morning show. Foundation is more homework for you. Also very good.
I mean, I've watched the premiere of Foundation. I watched it before because it was and
you might have to watch it again. It's been a while.
It hasn't been that long. It wasn't that long ago. It was maybe a month ago.
What? Really?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah. I watched it, I don't know, on some Saturday afternoon. I was sitting on the couch and just, you know, was flipping through different things. So
I thought you watched
it was probably a
premiere of Foundation when it first premiered. So, never mind.
No. It was maybe a month or so ago. It wasn't very long ago.
Oh, okay.
So, so we'll see. But it's really good. And when you're tired and don't feel well, it's great to have some new TV to binge. So
that's great stuff.
Yeah. And I actually, on one of the days, I did actually go back and rewatch, but I watched the premiere of Stargate Atlantis.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I was Stargate Atlantis.
I was going down a rabbit hole of old television on Hulu, and then I started to watch
early 90s.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I don't remember. But or early aughts, maybe. Early aughts, maybe.
Early what?
Aughts.
What's aughts?
00. What do you want? Like 90s? What comes after 90s for you?
Just 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aughts. It's also called the aughts.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. But then I also started to watch and went to bed actually. It was I began to rewatch Lost, the first episode of Lost.
Oh my god. We've talked about Lost so much. I can't believe you're going down that rabbit hole.
So yeah. but
I mean, it's a good show.
yeah, it was. I mean, I watched it when it came out. I mean,
Yeah, we
I
talked about
loved it,
this.
and
Yeah, excellent. One of the first big water cooler shows.
yes, yeah. Also from Alex Kurtzman, right?
He worked on Lost?
Yes. I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think like they're like Bad Robot. It's an early maybe before they were Bad
I didn't
Robot.
know he worked on it. Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Now I'll have to double check, but I feel like it's from that group of people who worked on.
I mean, something about Robot. I just I didn't realize that Alex Kurtzman was attached back then.
Well, he was part of that whole crew. I mean, that whole crew did Star Trek 2009.
Yeah, but Lost came out in 2000 wait.
I don't remember.
4 or 5, I think. I don't remember.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
I don't either. I'm gonna pull it up while we're talking, but
okay, because now you must know.
Well, but, yeah. Now I'm curious. Yes. Now I'm curious about when did
Alex Kurtzman join Bad Robot?
Well,
I know Alex Kurtzman worked on Star Trek 2009. That I know. But yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, you're right. 2004 for Lost.
Yeah, I remember. I remember where I was. I don't remember last week. I remember.
Bully for you. Yeah, you don't remember last week, but you can remember 2004.
Yes, correct.
That seems odd.
Well, I remember watching it because that was a big deal. The premiere of Lost was a big deal, and this, I'll remind you, this was really the
Stargate Atlantis was from the same year, 2004.
Really? Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay. Well, this was the golden age of network television. You know, this was like, this is where network TV really came into its own. And it was not because I think the 90s were very like syndication heavy. That was like the golden age of syndication. And then the early 2000s, that was the golden age of network television, where you had all these network exclusives that, you know, like Lost is a perfect example.
Well, that sort of started earlier than that, though, because you think about Thursday night TV and like must-see TV on Thursday night.
But that was like a lot. That was a lot of like, you know, it was this sitcoms. You know, it was a lot of sitcoms, and I guess the early 2000s, that was the start of like serialized dramas. You know, that's when serialized dramas really started to take off. Because before that, everything was super episodic for the most part.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Lost sort of kicks that off.
Alias was also a little bit of that, and that was in the early 2000s. That was like probably 2001, 2002.
Yeah,
I think. But that was also serialized, but then I think Lost really kicked it off to much more mainstream. So yeah.
Lost was the first real big puzzle that we had.
Alias had some of the Rambaldi stuff, but it wasn't to the extent that Lost was, like the puzzle box mystery whole thing.
So I watched a little bit of that, but I didn't actually go back to it because then I think we were chatting and you were like, you were like, why don't you watch For All Mankind? And I like in my coronavirus brain decided to acquiesce to your demands.
Yes.
For All Mankind.
Acquiesce, bitch. So. That's right. But you're glad you did.
I'm glad I did too. It was really enjoyable.
Yes. So good.
Yes. It made the weekend pass much nicer.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah. Well, you're just a few days away from 10 days. So
yeah, hopefully this tiredness goes away. I guess the congestion can hang around for a while, but that's allergies.
High pollen. Allergies. I got the warnings today. High pollen count.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so I wouldn't be able to tell if this is allergies or, I mean, it's obviously, you know, anyway, but well, hopefully this tiredness will pass. Mm-hmm. Or this heaviness, as we talked before we got, you were like, heavy. What does heavy mean? Like,
Like your
just
body
feel
feels
weighted
heavy.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you like I had to bring it to the season premiere for All Mankind for you to get it, where the gravity was
Yes.
increased.
Yes. Yes.
So my body feels like the gravity has increased.
Yeah.
That kind of heaviness. I'm tired. So, but here we are. We're back to talk about more Star Trek, even though we have not even mentioned Star Trek at all.
No, not at
yet.
all. Not at all. Well, there was some Star Trek news. Discovery season 5 has apparently started to film. We've seen updates from the cast and crew, so that's happening. Yep. Finally,
I've actually only seen updates from Doug Jones, who shaved his head, and which he does every year, and then also from Wilson Cruz, who left New York to go to Toronto, and then flew back this weekend for the Tonys because he presented 2 awards last night. Not that I saw him; I just saw pictures.
Neither of us are really big Broadway buffs, so not really our jam.
We are not. So it is not.
We tried to see Mary Wiseman in her play, and it never happened.
We did.
We made an attempt.
We did.
You know.
Is it? And I enjoy plays. Musicals. Are fine, but I enjoy a good play.
I'm fine. Good. Honestly, if it wasn't for Mary Wiseman, I wouldn't have been that interested. But it's fine.
Sure. Yes, you would not have gotten us tickets 3 times.
3 times.
To have them eventually refunded each time.
Yes. No, I got the refund. It was just annoying.
Yes.
So fortunate.
Yeah.
But
looking ahead in a few months, we do have Friday tickets to Comic-Con. Don't forget.
Is that on my calendar? Did you put that on my calendar?
I've not put that on your calendar yet.
When is that?
No. It is the first weekend in October.
Oh my god. October. We're talking about October. Oh my god.
Well, for some reason you buying those tickets reminded me that I bought tickets for something. And
can you send me an invite?
Yes,
I'm not gonna remember.
I am doing so right now. It's Friday, October 7th.
Oh my god. October 7th. Wow, the year was basically over.
Yes. It is not basically over. Stop.
Saying. I was basically planning work stuff today, and we were talking about August, and I was like, oh my god, summer is over. It's crazy. Time just goes by quickly.
The summer is not over. It is definitely not over.
Time just goes by fast, So
New York Comic-Con is happening all day on the 7th.
Wait, so what are we doing there? Where are we going?
We're going. It's at the Javits Center.
Wait, are we supposed to participate in a panel or something?
Well, we don't know if our panel's been accepted or what day it'll be, so we may have to buy another ticket, but we're going Friday to go. I have to say, my favorite part of New York Comic-Con is not, I actually don't go to.
So.
Okay, yeah. And you're gonna be miserable because there are thousands of people.
I'm gonna be miserable. Correct.
But anyway.
Oh, it's an invite.
Yes, of course. I told you I was just sending you the invite.
Thank you.
My favorite part of New York Comic-Con is the dealer's room, which is and also Artist Alley. There's a lot of interesting parts to New York Comic-Con. So. There have never really been a ton of exclusives to New York Comic-Con, because it technically is more of a Comic Con than a the Hollywood side of things. San Diego but
it has become more mainstream because all of these big studios.
Oh yeah, no, not mainstream. No, I'm not talking about the mainstream option. I'm just saying the idea of it. It's a lot more focused on comics. They'll have in the past they've had Discovery there. I've been to the Discovery panel.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually in Madison Square Garden, not even at the Javits Center. So it's it does have that's sort of thrown in. I can't remember what other panels I've been to, but the problem with the panels at Comic-Con is that it's sort of like you line up for hours to get into these panels because they switch them out. You know, they're in these big auditoriums. It's not at all like the Mission Chicago or anything like that. So
sure,
it's just a different experience. But I go mainly for the dealer's room, which is a lot of fun. You find a lot of interesting and, you know, yeah, just I mean, they have the main, you know, the big stuff like the Eagle Moss has been there and things like that.
yeah.
You know, they have a lot of that stuff there, but then they also have a lot of these other, you know, people who are selling stuff, and you can find some, you know, rare little things that only you would kind of be interested in. Tchotchkes, sure.
Yeah. So, memorabilia.
Anyway.
Paraphernalia.
Memorabilia. Yes. Like you could find things from your childhood. Yes, collectibles, correct. So anyway, that's my favorite part. Also, Artist Alley is really cool too. But anyway.
Sounds like it will be fun. Fun will now commence, as 7 of 9 to say.
Fun will now commence.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe there will be something Star Trek related happening there.
I feel there has to be. There must be.
Oh, we'll see. I don't know what would be. Maybe the Picard season 3 premiere. You know.
Who knows?
But we don't even know. So we are what? We're talking about 106.
Yeah, what's happening in a month? Is there anything happening?
Yeah, right. I was just about to say we have 4 episodes left. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 4 episodes left, and nothing announced.
News. Yeah,
nothing.
Very surprising.
No news. Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe there will be.
You were like, maybe this week. So maybe next week.
I really thought there would be, but here we are.
Well, you've been wrong before, so
I've been wrong 1,000 times. I don't really care about being wrong. Half the fun of being wrong is that the fact that you came up with the idea, an original idea that didn't happen. So there you go.
Whatever.
But anyway, how about we talk a little bit more about Star Trek and get into this week's episode?
Yeah, let's do it. What's the name of this week's episode again?
It is Lift Us Where Suffering Cannot Reach.
Yes. Very poetic. Very, very, I think, classic Star Trek verbose title. But here we are.
Yes. And
very wax poetic of them.
It was, correct. It was very wax poetic.
Why?
Serving Majalas is his destiny. His reason for being. Without him, Majalas could not be.
You plugged a kid into a machine. What's it gonna do to him?
We don't know. The machine needs the neural network of a child to function. Our founders designed it that way. We don't know why. We've hunted for centuries for alternatives and found nothing. It's the purpose of my research when we met.
Will he suffer?
Yes. We don't pretend otherwise. We live in gratitude for him. And when a new first servant ascends, we will live for her.
Your whole civilization. Whole year. This. It's all founded on the suffering of a child.
Can you honestly say that no child suffers for the benefit of your Federation? That no child lives in poverty or squalor, while those who enjoy abundance look away? The only difference is we don't look away. And because of that, the suffering is born on the back of only one. It's what makes it a sacred honor. That's why I choose our way.
You know, this felt like an original series episode.
It did.
You know, it felt very I don't think that. I mean, I can't think of all 7 seasons of Next Generation, but I don't think we've ever had a surprise like this in
Well, I told you it was
the
so
90s
random. I don't
Star
know
Trek.
why it reminded me of that Voyager episode, Favorite Son, which I think was the season 1 episode. Very random, but similar. It's basically one of those episodes where you have like, oh, it's very like utopian and beautiful, and then but it has like a dark underbelly, and you realize that there's something going on that is allowing the society to exist. In A Favorite Son, again, this random, I told you, it was like middle of the road Harry Kim episode. I mean, and it's not like a timeless Harry Kim episode. This is like a, threshold level Harry Kim episode. It's basically they arrive at this planet. I think it has something to do with like Harry's getting sick or something like that. But they find like a cure on this planet that's all women. It's very like Amazonian, and basically it's all women. And they're like, oh, we can cure you, or whatever. So, and he needs to stay there. And it's like this very idyllic utopian society with all women. And then, and I told you, I remember there being some hot guys like on this planet, but then you realize that these women are taking these men and then extracting them for their DNA in order to propagate their species. And yeah, it's a bad end to basically any man that sets foot on that planet. Obviously Harry Kim survives. Spoiler.
Obviously.
But yeah, it's like one of those, it's like one of those episodes like, oh, a TNG episode. It's not as crazy as this one, but like the Masterpiece Society. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah. Yep. I don't remember
but that one is a little bit different. They're like all bioengineered and it's like utopian, but it's, as you scratch beneath the surface, you kind of realize, oh, there's like, it's not perfect. There's something wrong.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah. And we're led to believe all throughout this episode that this is a very perfect society. I mean, they've got extreme medical advances and, floating cities and whatnot.
Oh, beautiful. Well done. Like,
it was, I have to say one thing about Strange New Worlds is that I have believed everything I've seen on screen.
Oh yeah, they've done a great job with it.
I've not said, oh, that's the AR wall. In fact, I haven't even noticed the AR wall, except when, did you ruin it for me? Someone ruined it for me and told me engineering was.
You mentioned it to me. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I wasn't the one that.
Yeah, it does make sense now, but it's funny that I did not have any clue about that until I did Discovering Trek, and they were like, yeah, that's the AR wall, and
it's when it makes sense.
I'm like, oh, yeah. Sense, so it made sense when I was like, oh,
they didn't build this like cavernous set.
No, I didn't. I just never thought about it. I mean, I'm still, it's not my favorite engineering set because, I mean, it's just enormous. It seems very.
Remember, like because again, I wasn't like a big TOS fan, but remember when we went to the TOS set tour and went to engineering, and there's that thing in the back that's supposed to give you this optical illusion that the warp core goes deep a little bit.
Yes.
But it's basically taking that idea and blowing it up 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, correct. It's like this like, horizontal warp core that gives you this like idea of depth, right? But obviously in the actual set of TOS, it's literally this like, it's probably like 2 feet deep, but they give you this illusion on camera that it's really deep or something like that. But essentially and like expanding it to a point where it's crazy, like in terms of the depth of
exactly field. It is it is crazy. Yeah, it's super huge, and
it's a little too big, too much, too massive.
Yeah, it gives me vibes of Star Trek 2009, the ridiculous engineering, the brewery. Yes. The brewery, right. Yes, we go to a brewery for our engineering sets now.
Yeah.
Don't know whose brilliant idea that was, but anyway.
It was like interesting, but I was like, this doesn't really make sense. But it's fine.
Yeah, no, yeah. So anyway, so we've got this seemingly perfect society, and yeah.
Well, I think that Alora really helps to sell the idea of the society. You know, I thought that I don't know her. Yeah. I don't know the name of the actress, unfortunately. I did not do any research here, but I thought that she did a great job. And honestly, the chemistry between her and Pike was palpable. They did it. They had really great.
Oh
chemistry.
Yeah.
You know, but like I mentioned to you, the instant she appeared on the transporter pad, and she and Pike gave each other these googly eye looks, I was like, it's over. I was like, something's wrong. I was like, it's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work. It's like one of those like one episode flings that's just not. It's not gonna go anywhere. Like something's gonna happen.
It's kind of funny though, you know, that they're in the Magellan sector, right? And he doesn't think he might run into her, like, or you know, like it's completely a surprise. I mean, I guess
it's a planet with a lot of people, I guess. And it sounds like at that time she was just kind of like a pilot, right? She was just like piloting a shuttle,
right? Yeah, yeah.
It's like if you were to go to Asia, like expect to run into like a very specific person. I suppose it's kind of like that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I agree. The chemistry between Alora and Pike was great and very believable.
Yeah, they did a great job.
And then, you know, we meet the first servant and his father, which he's like, the way that the father introduces himself, Gamal, he kind of says, "I'm the biological father of
it's very awkward.
This child," which immediately felt weird, right?
Yeah.
But and then the other storyline going on here is that we have Cadet Uhura going through security training,
right?
So that's sort of the B plot of the story.
But it does tie in. They bring it together.
Oh yeah, no, they're investigating what happened to this ship and who attacked them and all of that. So there is a tie-in, but if we wanted to say the B story was sort of Uhura and Lieutenant Noonien Singh.
Yes.
So
still one of your characters.
You know, what to say about her right now. I mean, she's a hard ass. She's definitely a hard ass. And you know what? All right, let's talk about her for a second. La'an.
Yes.
I thought that the most interesting thing you said this week was that she reminded you of Kira.
Yes, she does.
Which has enhanced my view of the character a bit.
Yeah, because we get when we get introduced to Kira in Emissary, she is screaming at someone at the provisional government. She's literally like screaming, hitting things, and she comes off as this, especially and I remember I think I listened to this interview with the Now Visitor, and you know, her character was not popular like when she was first introduced, because she was this like really strong, hard ass woman. You know, it wasn't the typical demure or really intelligent or hyper intelligent or motherly figure, you know.
But the funny thing is, I liked Kira from the start, so I was not in that camp of not liking Kira. I didn't really
have a strong opinion of Kira actually in the beginning. Like I didn't mind that she was like aggressive. I didn't have that kind of sentiment. I didn't mind her, you know, but then she grew up. I think as I revisit DS9 as I older, when I was older, I just had this newfound appreciation of her character. I didn't mind her, you know, but she wasn't one of my favorites growing up in that time. But I think in my late 30s, I found a new appreciation for the character of Kira. I don't know why, but it's true.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed her from the beginning. I also liked Dax. So I really loved this show from the start, but But Kira reminded me a lot of Tasha, so who I really liked from the start as well. And obviously we know what happened to Tasha, so I don't know. I just like these characters that sort of spice things up and had a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, but also were a little bit fiery, like kind of like not so straight laced, and and so La'an doesn't. I appreciate the comparison to Kira, but she doesn't have that. She doesn't have the fieriness. She just has a. I think she just has a chip on her shoulder, and that's different than having a fieriness inside of you.
Oh,
like I think that is the difference. But I actually thought that her having sort of like the rules of acquisition for security sort of was kind of interesting in this episode. So teaching Uhura, it comes out right from the beginning because Pike and Uhura talk about this on the way up to the bridge in the beginning of the episode. So it's interesting to like hear the lessons that La'an is trying to teach Uhura about security. So and apparently everyone else on the ship knows
is well aware. They know.
Yes, is well aware of the lessons. Yes, of the rules of the rules of security, for lack of a better.
Including Sam Kirk, who makes a random appearance in the mess hall.
Yes.
And then he disappears.
Yes, he does. He appears and disappears suddenly. Yes.
And we haven't seen him since he had that incident on that comet. I think that was the last time we saw him, right?
Yeah, since episode 2. So we have not seen him since then. So
it's kind of it's just a random scene for him to pop into and then disappear. From.
And yes, because he's scared of Lieutenant Noonien Singh it seems
he was like he's not, he doesn't like confrontation or something.
Yes, he does not. So yes, which she is all about. I mean, she is Miss Confrontation. So I don't know. And so anyway, I did like the rules. I thought that I did like her in this episode, actually, because she was sort of teaching Uhura.
Yeah, she was mentoring Uhura. So, I like that. And I like that she, she encouraged Uhura to kind of stand up for her own findings. It's always, I always appreciate the manager that empowers the people they manage to shine and to stand up for themselves and to showcase their work. So I really actually appreciated that.
That was a moment I too appreciated, having been.
And Uhura was like, tell me what he says. Like, Uhura was totally ready to just let La'an kind of present the findings to Captain Pike.
Right, yeah.
Which I was like, girl, come on, you should like be advocating for yourself. But that's where La'an was,
but she's
encouraging
but she's a cadet, so that's the way it is. You sort of defer to your senior officers.
I thought that was great.
So I thought it was I really I thought that his name is Ian Ho, who played First Servant. He did a wonderful job. He was precocious. He was funny. He was cute. It was just that was a great casting on their part for that role. And then I really like that he's smarter than just about everyone, quite frankly.
And
precocious, and he finds Mabenga's daughter like in the buffer, like somehow looks for Rukia and finds her and releases her from the transporter buffer, and then plays hopscotch with her, which is interesting. So they did a really great job with his casting, and even up until the end, his acting when he's officially tied into the thing, just the way that his face goes from being scared to, I don't know if it was surprise or peace or shock or or some combination of all of it. But he, and the way that he like invited the captain to join them for the ceremony for his ascension, I thought it was all really. I thought he did a great job.
He did do a great job. And I like the scenes where he was interacting with either like Nurse Chapel and Dr. Minga or Spock.
Or
the scene of Spock. Yeah. I literally was like, because they were talking about the speed of subspace communications. And Spock was like, I believe it's 50,000 times the speed of light. And I was like, what? And then I actually looked it up and on Memory Alpha, and the speed of subspace communications has actually been like explained in other Star Trek episodes. And it's about 52,000 times the speed of light. And I was like, I love consistency. I love that.
Well, and what I liked was the first servant said, that's really slow.
That's slow. I was like, is it?
Yeah. So I thought he did it. Yeah. He's just, all the scenes that he was in were just amazing. I thought, he really a great actor. You believed him. It's just a great job. I think he was one of the highlights of the episode for me.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's
great. Were you shocked by the reveal towards the end? I mean, I guess
I was kind of like, I was. I mean, you could tell throughout that something's wrong, like because it's obviously Alora is hiding something because she's being a little cagey about some of the details, even during the initial briefing room scene when they want to go down, check out the shuttle. She's like, no, it's our business, basically. And that's kind of weird. And then when they do go down, she, when Spock finds the neural inhibitor, the mask or whatever, and he was like, oh, do you know what this is? Oh, she's like, it doesn't look familiar, but then she has this look on her face, like it's like they have these shots that basically it's really obvious that she's hiding something. And no, I could tell. I didn't know what it was, obviously, but I could tell, like, something's like wrong with the first servant situation. I didn't know that. Oh, the first servant would get plugged into a machine that would sustain their way of life, but I could tell that something was off. So, what are you looking up? What are you researching?
Oh no, I'm looking up something else. You kind of get this foreboding feeling that something is wrong, but it's not.
Then Alora and Pike have such good chemistry, so you're like, similar to Pike, you're kind of like, but she's so great, and they seem to like each other, so it's like, okay, squirrel distraction, So I did.
Well, she's hopeful that he'll.
What was that?
Yeah, no, I think she's hopeful that he'll learn this and still love her, and still, she's secretive because obviously it would appear that other beings have found this out about this culture and been shocked, or actually, towards the end, I felt a little bit of sympathy for the Magellans, because she does explain that they have tried for centuries to try to find a way around this.
Right.
So you do feel a little redemptiveness. I won't say a lot because it's a horrible situation. But they have tried, and there isn't a way to save this. So, but I guess the piece that would have made it better is that we continue to look and try to find a solution that does not involve this sort of thing. But, and again, we don't know how long this kid lives in this.
Sure.
We have no idea how often this happens.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting. It sounds like it flips sex every iteration.
Oh yeah, because she was specifically like, the next servant is a she, so she mentions.
Yeah, she said her. So I picked up on that. Yeah. I wasn't. But Pike was definitely rightfully so. But she does point out, interestingly enough, and here we go with the allegory, the message of the episode, right?
Yeah.
That, every nation, every civilization has at some point been built upon, for lack of a better word, this, in this case,
like
children,
the backs of certain groups of people, right?
Yes.
Whether it's the poor or the disenfranchised, or you can, slaves or certain ethnic groups.
Slaves,
I thought that was really interesting that, but her argument is, but we embrace it. Like, they recognize it and they do their best to celebrate that sacrifice. Given the circumstances, they do their best to celebrate and honor that sacrifice, which I thought that the first servant in many ways was a very like Christ-like figure, because Jesus is like kind of, is like the servant, servant leader, that gave his life for the people. I thought that there were specific parallels to Judeo-Christian beliefs. Because it's very similar. It's like and he died for everyone, or his life has been sacrificed for everyone, and it's I think, and as Christians, we celebrate that. We celebrate that and recognize that, the one died for the many, and I think it's I actually don't really think it's that terrible. I know it's obviously in this episode, it's a moral quandary, but given that it's, he has a choice, he chooses it freely, and that it is a sacrifice that is celebrated. Actually, I don't know. I don't have a huge issue with it. And at the end of the day, I think it's interesting because the Federation, as we've been told, it's like, once the Federation has been founded, there's no poverty, there's no need. But how true is that? We're told that, but I personally, and I'm interested to hear your thoughts on this. This also made me think about, Gene Roddenberry's vision for the future in general. And, I believe it's a complete fairy tale. I don't think it's ever possible. I believe our future would be much more like, say, The Expanse, like where new kinds of hate would just replace old ones, or new forms of prejudice would replace old ones. And there's always going to be need and want and a lack of things. I think it's like this vision that kind of gives us hope, but it's completely unrealistic. I really 1,000% don't believe it. I think it's aspirational and it's interesting, but it's more of a, a fable, in some ways, than anything that I think can be achievable by humanity. And I think that, it just made me kind of think about that, because again, we've been kind of taught that the Federation is utopia. But then we found out later in DS9 that, there's actually this dark underbelly. But, I think that the reality is I just don't think that such a society is possible.
I mean, I agree that it's definitely aspirational. I mean, it's to think that, and I think that Allura says this somehow. She says that, there are people who have a lot and there are people who have a little, and there will always be people who have a lot who don't balance it out and give to the people who don't have. I forget how she put it. But, I think it's until you see this great, and I can't think of the word, but until people who have a lot, like a lot of people who have a lot, become the great benefactors of society, I don't think that, I agree that we'll kind of be there will always be challenges to having a more perfect society. But I don't know. It's a good philosophical debate. I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know that I have the faculties right now to get into this, but it's an interesting question. Yeah. Yeah. I guess the real question is, can we overcome our current nature and develop a new nature in which our prejudices do not exist, that that we care more for others than we care for ourselves, or that we raise people up rather than break people down.
Sure.
So I
yeah, I believe the answer is no. I don't. I very
whereas I would believe, I would be like, I hope that someday we can attain that. Sure. I sort of have that Gene Roddenberry sort of vision that, I hope someday that we can
sure.
reach a point that's better. I mean, that's the real, I don't know, that's the real work that I think we're here to do, is to try to, those of us who want a better world have to keep trying to make it a better world. And and until more people in this world want that more than want to be selfish and take care of themselves and just have I think we're always going to be in a struggle. So yeah, I don't know. And I often think
it's important to have hope and have aspirations, but I'm very much a realist. I think just reality and if human history is, we repeat ourselves, repeat the same mistakes. And honestly, things have not changed that much. We always have new technology, but the essence of human nature has not changed in the last 2,000 years, or further back. I don't see it changing in the next 200-300 years. We might reach for the stars or whatever, but I think it's still going to be the same.
Yeah, and I don't think any extraterrestrial visit or anything like that would, in fact, change anything. I think it would actually probably bring out even more fears and more bad behavior than it would bring out good uniting behavior. But who knows? It's hard to say.
Who knows? Yeah.
I think one of the things that I think is that the people who are negatively impacting society get more of a spotlight than the people who are trying to, it's sort of like the whole piece about gun control, and how 80% of Americans want gun control, but yet our elected officials can barely. I mean, there is something in the works currently, which is good. Some people say it's not enough. It's only, it's not even in
better than nothing.
It's so right. Yeah. But it's also, it's an idea right now. It's not even a, it's an idea that they've agreed on. But anyway. No, it's not. It's an idea. It's essentially a list of ideas that they've agreed on or whatever. But yes, it's not even anything. It's not even written up or written into a law that they would debate or whatever. So anyway, it's just but I don't remember where I was going with that, gun control. But the whole idea that 80% of Americans, we like our political body is split down the middle and have done nothing about it, even though 80% of Americans want something done about it. So it's this weird imbalance that I just don't understand. But anyway, so yeah, any final thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, we didn't talk much about Dr. Mbenga and his that was like the C plot, kind of, in Dr. Mbenga and Rukia, right? That's how you say her name? Is that right?
Right, Rukia, yeah. Rukia. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still having problems, and I think I mentioned this last week. I'm still having problems really connecting with Dr. Mabenga's character, because right now he's really just entirely defined by this daughter situation. We haven't gotten much more depth of his character other than, that he's trying to save Rukia or find some sort of treatment for her. So I'm still having problems, really connecting with him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where we're going. I do know where we're going because I've watched the next 2 episodes. But I kind of wish we kind of got more. I wish we would get more with Dr. Mabenga. So yeah, I don't know your thoughts.
I think we're missing that from a few characters. I think we're, we've got some details, but not a lot of depth, and so I think that it's a challenge with even a cast this big.
Yeah, it is a big cast for sure, and that makes things more difficult. But yeah, I mean, a number, and not to rehash last week's conversation, but yeah, I would say half the characters are kind of more fleshed out, and then the other half are kind of just, there's like one thing that's kind of defining them. And
right, exactly,
we need a little bit more. So
yeah.
Yeah, and did you have any
other
thoughts?
Well, no, I think we've done a nice job of recapping this episode and hitting on the major points.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mike, did you want to talk a little bit to our sponsor then?
Yes, I would. Fansets, and if I don't lose my voice, that is, which I might. Fansets is the exclusive sponsor of Deep Space Pride and the Trek Geeks Podcast Network. And if you've been paying attention to their social media lately, they've just celebrated their 6th anniversary.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, in fact, I think it's today or it was yesterday.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. So, yeah. And they've given us a sneak peek, which I actually don't know what's coming out tomorrow. So I don't know what's coming out. We're recording this on Tuesday, June 14th, the day before their usual mid-month releases. And we've gotten no hint we've gotten no official word as to what's coming out. So you'll have to go to fansets.com and look at the new releases. Idea? Well, so they teased us with the new Delta from Star Trek Prodigy.
Oh, okay.
And it says coming soon. It looks great. It's a all gold badge. And in true Fansets style, I believe they'll have both the magnetic and the pin versions of it. But I don't know if that's coming out tomorrow. Hopefully. I know we are still waiting on seeing the Memento Mori pin collection. That has yet to be announced, but it's coming soon. They've hinted about that before. Yes, the Remembrance Day pins, and I believe, I don't know how they're going to do it, actually. I think I read somewhere that they're going to do all 12 pins and then a bonus one if you buy all 12 or something like that. Like if you buy the set, you get the 13th one, or you can buy individual pins, perhaps. I don't know. But maybe, head on over to fansets.com, take a look at their new release page. I also recommend following them on social media, because that is where they share the new releases as well. Anyway, head on over to fansets.com, put a bunch of pins in your cart. If you spend more than $30 in the US, you're going to get free shipping. And if you use the code TrekGeeks, all one word, all caps, you're going to get 10% off your order.
All caps, for sure.
All caps. And we want to thank Fansets for being the exclusive sponsor of Deep Space Pride and the Trek Geeks Podcast Network.
Thanks, Fansets. All right. Well, we would love to hear from all of you. We also love it if you can give us a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. If you like this episode or others like it, we would love to see that review from you all. You can also reach out to us on social media, on Twitter and Instagram at DeepSpacePride. And you can also email us at deepspacepride@gmail.com. And one of us will get on that and check it. Maybe.
Yes, we will.
Yes.
You know what? It's funny. I just realized we have not mentioned that it's Pride Month at all.
Oh shit!
We've done two episodes. We are in the midst.
Happy Pride to our listeners. That's right. Is this a Gay Star Trek podcast? Yeah. So happy Pride. Happy Pride, Mike. Yes.
Happy Pride, and
are you
Pride to all
and Dennis doing anything for Pride actually?
Well, I've signed up for the Pride Run on Saturday.
Oh yeah, it's the Pride Run.
Which fortunately is not for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, you should be recovered.
Week and a half.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah.
How long is that run?
It's 4 miles, I think.
Oh
yeah,
4 miles. You can do that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, what else did I want to say about Pride Month? I
don't know.
I just, if you go back, I don't remember what episode it was. Maybe it was around episode 40 or 45. Listen to my episode from a year ago. The anniversary of,
Pulse. Okay. All right. Okay.
So yes, the anniversary. All right, let me start over. So yes, if you go back to the episode about a year ago on June 12th, 2021, you can hear my thoughts briefly on the Orlando Pulse Memorial, which was 5 years ago. Last year, it's now 6 years. And that was a really special episode that I did on the fly, and I felt moved to do it. So go back.
I did not contribute. I was not there, but I did listen to
You were not there, yeah, no. Last year I had gone out with one of my friends, and I don't know, it came up in my feed, and it just gave me a lot of memories as I was in an Uber on the way home, and I sort of marinated it on that overnight, and then the next day I decided to drop an episode about it with with some audio from an Instagram post Blair Amani's post, and Brandon Wolf, who is a survivor of the Pulse nightclub massacre. So go back and give that a listen. It's I think one of the more important things to remember during Pride Month is the people who have gone before us, whether willingly or not, and continue to remember that this is something that we need to continue to have. Pride Month is important, and especially with all the things that are happening in this world, so go back and give that a listen. Be kind to one another. One of the other things I want to share is that, the Trevor Project is a great place to get help if you need it. And so definitely check them out if you are struggling at all and need someone to talk to. And I think, that's it for now. Hopefully next week I'll have my voice back, and
that'll be helpful.
We'll feel better, and we'll talk about some more Star Trek next week.
Cool. Well, happy Pride, everyone. 2 weeks late, I suppose, but here we are. And thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks everybody, and we'll see you here next week.
Bye.
Deep Space Pride is a production of Coconut Media Works. Executive producers Bill Smith and Dan Davidson. For more great Star Trek discussion, discover the other shows of the Trek Geeks Podcast Network at trekgeeks.com or find us in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app.
Coconut.